I don't even have my ears in. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
What's up, y'all?
Can you hear me okay? How's the audio?
No, you sound good.
Okay,
You sound good.
1 second.
Get my stuff set up on my side. Mm. There we go.
All right, I'm good now.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Got Mike.
yeah, I was like, wait a minute, something's not right. I can tell I can't hear myself the way I normally would. Hello, happy Sunday to you.
Happy Sunday.
How has your day been thus far?
It's been chill. Actually, I don't know. It's something about, just the little things. Like when you wake up and the ceiling fan is on low and it just felt wonderful. I had a great grand rising this morning.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Mm.
Um, Same for me. We had to push it back a little bit because I had another engagement I had to run to last minute this morning. I'm like, I'm glad you could be flexible, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. We got you.
Um,
Shouts out to everybody in the building. Y'all make sure that you hit the like button, depending on what side that you on. Either
mhm.
at Candy's channel or on my channel. Go ahead, hit that like button. Tell us what you think as the show goes on. All right.
So we got a special one for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. And I got one person so
Hey.
far. Just Jay. Hey, Just Jay. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Um, Hold on. I just want to make sure we get caught up with the comments. Hey, May. Hey. Appreciate you. So listen. When's the last time you thought about like virginity? When you lost your virginity or being a virgin? Has that come up for you at all in any point in time recently?
Recently?
Like,
No. I mean, no. In what way though?
mm, we have a woman. Well, let me just play it. Let me just show it.
Uh-oh.
Bronzeberg. Hey, y'all. Hit the like button for us. Come on in. Okay. Let's see. Has anybody seen this?
Uh-oh. That looks like that one was that tonight's
A nice
conversations.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Looks the background definitely looks familiar, but they have so many different they have so many different topics. Like shoot, ain't no telling what we got.
We have I am a 49-year-old virgin.
Oh my, 49. Okay, hold on. The sound is
Uh-oh. Can you
isn't
not
going.
hear it?
Uh-uh.
Doggone it. Hold on.
Dang,
Let me
49.
take it down. Let me redo it, y'all. Hey, May. Hey, May. Let
Hey,
me
what's up,
stop
May?
sharing the screen. I thought I had it together. Hold on.
Troublemaker
Let me
Bronze
again.
Bird. What's going on, y'all?
Share audio.
Yeah, 49. Jeez, like
I I I don't even know what to say about it. I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, all right, let's
it,
go.
it just makes me wonder like how she's equating the whole experience. You know what I mean? Because some people come from the religious construct and that standpoint where you don't engage in that type of behavior or give yourself away until you're married. I'm not sure if she's married or not. I mean, I would assume that she is
She
single.
couldn't be married if she's still a virgin. Like I think,
Child. Right. So it's just like, I mean, I get that some people do see it from that side, or is
mm,
she just trying to find somebody that she can trust, which a lot of people, especially when we're younger women, we just want somebody that we care about, somebody that cares about us, somebody that we can trust type of situation. Ain't gonna go run tell everybody XYZ. But like when you get to be in your 40s, like what else could you be like I'm just curious of where she's coming from, of why she's waited so long. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but it's rare.
Mason. Mason at 49. That thing is starving.
Because hey, the, sexual appetite is still going to be what it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure that she's thought about certain things.
See, and I got. You know, I always come with some nosy questions, so I would have to ask her more. But yeah, let's see if we got the audio now. Okay,
All right.
I am a 49-year-old virgin by choice.
Dang.
is it good? Can you hear it? Okay.
My issue that I have is when I am dating or in a relationship, men seem to think that I'm weird or strange. And it's very frustrating. Why do men tend to think that something is wrong when a woman desires to keep herself into marriage?
Kitty, 49.
Man, I love that. I love that.
I'm gonna pause it for a second. Hey, Conceited, welcome in. Appreciate you coming through. Hey, Choco Kitty, welcome in, welcome in. In case you all just got here, we are watching. We just started it. It's a TikTok video of a woman who was a 49-year-old virgin, and she wants to know why men think she's weird for being a 49-year-old virgin. So we're gonna see. We don't know yet whether or not. I mean, she's probably kissed. That kissing doesn't take away your virginity. Touching, I don't know.
No.
But we'll see. We'll see what she says. Hey, Smitty, welcome in. Appreciate you coming through.
Man, we're in such a hypersexual culture now that people will try to guilt you out of that celibacy or that abstinence. And they'll beat you down for that because they want to have access to you, because they haven't learned restraint or what self-control looks like. I appreciate the fact that you have produced that type of fruit. That lets me know the relationship that you've cultivated with our Father. Because when you are in that secret place, you produce the fruit of the Spirit. And self-control is one of them.
Okay, I got a question. This is gonna be a bit messy. Hey, Ola Rock. Is Ola Rocks? Almost
Yeah.
couldn't get that out fast enough.
Hola.
Is it messy? Like, is it?
What? Don't think about it too long now.
Celebrating someone for holding on to their virginity into their 49th year of life. Did you also hold on to yours until marriage? Like, how do you say, I love that? I recognize the God in you and the assignment that you had.
No! Right? Like,
Is it me or is that a bit hypocritical? Because now I want to ask your background when you say some shit like that. Like, did you wait until marriage or are you just hyping this lady up right now?
right. Like, that's, I mean, in either way, like I said, I don't think anything is wrong, especially because she says she's doing it by choice. Again, maybe she just didn't, find that person that gave her the butterflies, the ooh-wees, didn't make her feel comfortable, safe, and secure. I get it. You shouldn't just be giving stuff out to whoever. But yeah, I mean, Kitty, she's known for this type of stuff. Like I'm not sure if she always takes or chooses to take more of the, like I said, the more religious route. And I told you this was going to happen because some people, they do equate the whole, until you married and stuff like that. And I get it as based off of belief systems, which is subjective, right? But I don't know. I feel like Miss Kitty up there, who usually keeps the cleavage out and be showing the legs and stuff. Like, I don't think that she lived the same way. But at the same time, do you need to actually follow the same type of lifestyle in order to admire certain aspects of it?
I think if you coming from a religious doctrine, the word is the word, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to celebrate her walk with God, to me seems a bit weird. I don't know. I'm like I can't really verbalize how I want to say this. It just seems kind of hypocritical. It's just like,
But
I'm gonna go ahead and
okay.
shut up.
So like if this was like some of these people who maybe have started foundations because they were a troubled youth, right? And that can be in many different ways. Let's say they stole or they whatever they did in their youth or whatever, and now they've come to know a different understanding, and now what they preach is more on the encouraging. And yes, it might be opposite from the way that they grew up and the way they live, but that's the more healthier perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It gives do
you
do
still.
as I say and not as I do to me.
So wait a
Now,
minute. So,
is she married? Is this lady married?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what her. Anybody in the chat, y'all
Does
definitely.
it?
You know what I'm saying? If somebody
Hey,
has some intel
Chanel,
for us, what's going on,
TVE
Chanel?
trucking. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Does anybody know if Miss Kitty is married? Because I just got some nosy questions.
Because that's almost like saying that people are doomed. It's like believing in the caste system or something like that. Like because your parents did a certain job or because you live underneath certain circumstances, you can never change or never like get to a higher level. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that that's possible, but I understand where
Don't
you're coming from
celebrate me
because
for
of
being a virgin if you are currently fornicating. That's all I'm saying. You know,
oh, if
now,
you're
girl, I'm so
currently
glad you saving that cat. I got mine last
so,
night. You know, it's just weird. I don't know. I
but
don't
okay,
know.
so if Kitty is married, then you be good with it. It's
I
just
think I could understand the perspective a little bit more
okay, okay.
if she was married and actually following that same. Because listen to the words. I love that. She's very.
It
I don't
was a
know.
bit much. It was a
It's a
bit.
lot. Instead of just saying a good choice for you, she doing a whole lot on the religious tip. And I feel like unless you live in a similar lifestyle or led a similar lifestyle, I feel like you doing too much.
Mm, okay. I guess, like I said, I can see how you can, definitely be coming from that aspect and that angle because a lot of these people, especially who are on platforms like this, it's like they're playing characters or roles to a certain degree, and yeah, I think it is important of people being on platforms like this and saying things that actually match up with how they're actually living. So I can see where you're coming from with that one. I don't know anything about the lady, but again, it's just I can see where you coming from with the platform and everything because it's not like they're sitting up there representing themselves, you know what I'm saying, in a modest way or whatever. Like I said, there's plenty of
Somebody says
glitter and
she
body
is married.
oil and cleavage and legs being shown and everything else. So I mean, hey, I understand where you coming from.
So if she is married, and she's a Christian lady. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just let that go then, because I'm like, it gives the when people give, and I'm not saying this lady's giving advice. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. But when people give advice about dating the right way, getting married the right way,
Mm.
and then you find out they don't have any of the results that they're advising you on, I I, I have a hard time with feeling like their information is valid. Like if you can't even make it work for you, how you think it's going to work for me? It sounds good. It sounds like some good talking points that you repeat. I'm not saying that's the exact same thing, but I'm saying it gives the same vein for me. That's why I kind of had an issue. If you aren't living the same lifestyle that you're currently like overly celebrating her for, then it feels just like I don't know. I don't know. And welcome in. It's Washin Waudu. Did I say that right?
I
And
think
Lost Soul, TVE Truck, and we appreciate you all coming through. Please hit the like button for us. We're dual streaming, so we're live on both LA's channel and my channel.
yeah.
You said she's the Christian lady. She's on her second marriage. Some
Mhm.
people are doomed. Everybody not going to have a happy ending. Ooh, well, I don't know.
And
Hopefully they.
no, because I mean, trust me, because like when I think about how the in terms of relationship conversation is going, right?
Mhm.
It seems like everybody is feeling in their heart and soul that they deserve somebody to be with. And it's just like, but at the same time, they like to go back to, well, in nature, this, that, and the third. Well, in nature, it says it's survival of the fittest, and every female and every male does not get to reproduce in nature. So, I
That is
mean,
true.
shouldn't we kind of feel it like or kind of bring it in the same way like when it comes to human nature instead of just nature, but like do you think that every person should be, I guess, like should have a partner and all that type of stuff, or do you think that some people,
No,
hey,
I think there is potentially somebody for everybody, but are you the right like? Are you going to find that person? there's a good chance you may not, if, especially if there are things that you need to work on. Like yesterday, we were talking, like if you're a selfish person, if you are somebody who doesn't agree, like always has to have your way, do you think you're going to be able to be partnered up with somebody else, or are you going to have a hard time at relationships?
Mm.
There's a lot of reasons why somebody would not, even though there's enough people on this planet for there to be multiple people for you over the course of your lifetime, right?
Mhm.
The truth of the matter is, are you even in a good space mentally, physically, um, spiritually for some people to receive that person? And a lot of people aren't.
That's true. That is very true. That's why I don't even, people make the different choices that they make for their lives. If they say they never want to be married, they don't never want to have kids, like hey, I get it. You know what I mean? Make your decision. I don't think it is something that should be forced on everybody.
I don't think
Because
there's one universal reason either. Like I've always, when people talk about the want to get married and have kids, I always ask them why. What's your reason? If we're having a conversation about it, not just because I'm jumping in your business, I'm not that nosy. But like if we're having a conversation, they're like, yeah, I want to get married and I want to have kids, and I always ask them, well, why do you want to get married? Is this societal pressure? Is this a religious thing? Is this just something that you've always wanted because it was modeled to you as a child? Like
Mhm.
people get married for different reasons.
I hear a lot, well, not a lot, but they felt like it was just what they were supposed to do.
Like I can tell, I think this lady wants to get married, even though she has not found someone in 49 years. I still feel like she has hope for it, which is the reason she is still holding out um, on her virginity. And hey, Riaz. Hey, everybody. Hey, Just Jay. Hey, I just want to make sure we got everybody. Ebony, welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Um, and May, that was my point, May. I skipped it, but I meant to highlight it. I got my butt in the air. Make sure you keep your legs closed. Yes. Yes, yes, that was you said it better than I could. I just wanted to make sure it's not one of those situations because I feel like that's some BS. Just keeping it real. That's some BS.
Yeah, I don't have no advice on this situation either. I'm just listening and giving my opinion on things because I think that's one thing that I am going to give her a hand clap for is that she wants to have her choice. You know what I mean? She
Hmm.
wants it to be on her own terms, and I hope that that was the case for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be completely honest,
Absolutely.
and that was my case. Like I was in total control. There was no coercion. There was none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the choice and the freedom to experience that. You know what I'm saying? So I will give her the hand clap for that one because that's not everybody's story all the time. So, and it
Yeah.
should be your choice always. And if she wants to hang on to it, then shoot, don't complain about it. I doubt anybody wants any 49-year-old puss, but what if it's fresh out the box though, technically, fellas?
I mean, these men, some of these men be saying they want virgins. You got a well seasoned one right there.
Exactly. Grown ass woman that's mature and wise when it comes to her mentality, but when it comes to her actual physical, she saved that for you, baby. Like, like how could you be mad? But yeah, that seems to be an obsession, and of course, just hearing it so many times, I'm like, that's definitely cap at this point. But
It
you
don't
know,
get no more lower on the body count scale than that one. It doesn't
I'm
get any
trying to
lower.
tell you, I'm
And
trying to tell you.
May said I was hot to trot. I had to get married early. I hear you, May. I understand. I mean, it be like that sometimes, right?
But you got married though. That's what's up.
I don't have no advice. I be needing advice. Tell me I'm a do if I hug someone and she smell like a tropical berry yum yum. I
Oh,
don't have advice either. I have
I'm
questions.
totally
First of
not.
all, I have questions, not advice. I have questions.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you highlighted that. That's why I was like, I don't have no advice either. I'm just listening and giving my opinion. And like you said, asking questions. Be like,
I
wait
have
a minute though. Don't they want virgins?
and then Ola says some folks don't even need a puppy or a plant. You're right about that. Some of these people were not meant to reproduce anything, and unfortunately, they have spawned,
Right.
and we're stuck with whatever's the result. Hey,
Right.
SBK, welcome in.
Hey. Yeah, I think that like especially for those people who fit that category, the fact that they're self-sufficient and not a debt or a drain on society is again thumbs up. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not living on the side of the road destitute and just all this other. No, you're self-sufficient. You're participating in society, you're functional, you ain't hurt nobody.
Hmm.
All right. I can't ask for much else, especially when that's none of my business, It's none of my business.
Yeah, I understand. I want to make sure we got everybody. I'm scrolling down in the chat, y'all. I want to make sure folks 50 years old deserve love too. I am not saying she doesn't. I'm not at all saying she doesn't. She absolutely does deserve love. I believe that people can get, you know how many times that I see retirees or people who have had like a widowed spouse or partner turn around and get married. There's nothing wrong with getting married in your later years if that's what y'all want to do. I support choice. Whatever you want to do it happily. I hope it goes well for you. I truly do. V-Dub says that his lady's 51. Nice age.
So I'm telling you, I'll be damned if somebody tries to turn my well off in 7 years just because I hit the age of 50. No, sir. Like they definitely deserve love too.
TVE Trucking says only the red pill ninjas be talking about virgins. I don't know. Numbers don't lie, but they don't tell the whole story. That's true. Hey H&M. Okay. All right. Back to the video.
I appreciate that. You are a unicorn. That is beautiful because at the end of the day, we're supposed to honor God, especially with our temple. And you acknowledge that your body is your temple. So keep on doing that.
Mike, what's up?
Sister, I love you.
Oh, Lord.
So before I flip the board, the first thing I want to say is the thing that made me most nervous was the fact that you associated the term weird with yourself, because it sounds like even you are at a struggle with something that you should be proud about. And because you're different than people, people putting out words, and sometimes we internalize them, and then we start to sympathize with our abusers, and then start inheriting those titles for ourselves. And there is nothing weird about you. But I want to take it a bit further and talk about the etymology of the word weird, when weird didn't always used to mean bad. So today we associate words like strange, bizarre, odd with weird. But that's historically the origin of the word weird was because it was.
Hey Black TV. Well, thank you for coming through. We appreciate you. You said there's got to be more to her story. I'm curious. Yeah, let's see what he says. Let's see if they get to it.
Supernatural. It was something other than what was around everything that they were. Something different, something special. It goes even further and said that the Weird Sisters were put here to carry out assignments that other people were not capable of doing. So if we're going to use the words that people put here to shame us, put power to those words and understand that being weird in these times is a blessing.
That's a fact.
Is a blessing.
I am a 49-year-old virgin by choice.
So it looks like
Lord have mercy. I'm sorry.
it looks like their topic. So I guess you got to go to the app to watch the full episode to get more.
Okay.
And it looks like the topic was, in today's dating world, is waiting for marriage a red flag?
What?
Yeah, that's what the bottom
Sorry.
reads.
Some of these questions just be like, what? So are you saying in what's the opposite of the converse? Rush into it? Like what? Like we have to keep into consideration people's like what has been happening in the world. Like when the economy gets worse, I don't think that the first thing people are going to say is like, oh my gosh, yes, let's start a family and get married and cause or make more reasons to spend more money when the economy's getting worse. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't be understanding okay, never mind. I guess it's supposed to just draw people in and get attention. I get it.
Now I did want to say this is a ladies show, so we are opening up the panel at some point so that the ladies can come up. Did you want to open the panel early? Because I want to hear May. May is down there cutting up, and I would
Right.
love for May to come on up here.
Yeah, because I definitely, like I said, especially with what you said the title was for the whole episode, like I'm not married, you know what I'm saying? Like I've grew up around it and things like that, but I would like to hear from somebody who is married, especially from the aspect of like I mean, I think that people should wait until they feel like it's something that they want to do for life. And if it takes you to get to be 49 or 50, then so be it, damn it. Like at least that you know that whenever you do make the commitment, you can fulfill it versus somebody who is rushing into the whole process or rushing into the whole idea because that's what society or your family says that you should do at the age of 20, and then you don't fulfill your commitment. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I just be listening to the words, like actually like what people say, and that's probably what gets me in trouble sometimes because I should have the ability to translate what they mean, even though they say it plainly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a contradictory message because on the one hand, y'all like I keep hearing people in these spaces. I want to preface by saying in these spaces because in real life nobody discusses it, not that I have seen. Talking about body counts and this, that, and the other. And so she got to have a low body count. She got all these mileage, blah, 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 right? And then you put out a question like, in today's world, is waiting for marriage a red flag? Huh?
right, exactly. And that's why like I can kind of feel even what what homeboy took over and kind of like, broke down the etymology of the word weird and stuff like that because people who are and also Kitty said this as well, so even though she kind of gaslit with with her hallelujah speech, you know what I'm saying? She did kind of make a good point, that people will try to manipulate and shame you into doing what they want you to do. And if
Hmm.
you don't do that, then they're going to label you as being weird and all these other things, but it's just like shit. At this point, if, like you just have to be able to see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a way of, like I said, people trying to trick you out of doing something that you aren't really sure of
Hmm.
because they don't want to give you time to think about actually doing it. They just want to benefit from whatever, you know what I mean, at the time. So
And here's the thing: if any of those men that you were dating felt like you were weird for still being a virgin, why didn't like if you? Okay, so they had the option to marry you to change the circumstances, no?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's even the question that I have with anybody else who happens to find a virgin in their lifetime. Like, how come you don't keep these women? If that's like the one of the things that you're saying is so rare that you can't find, and most women, that's what we see as being the most precious thing is like what's quote unquote in between our legs. Even though I hate that that's saying, but anyway, if that's the case, then it's like, why aren't men who find virgins want to keep them? First of all, because we all were virgins at one point in
Well,
time. Right?
remember they always want to say this is why I kept it up because we still have the chat over here, and I wanted to go down. I saw a lot of these people. I'm 27, I'm 38, and claiming they still virgins too, celebrating her, saying she's not alone and it's not abnormal, not weird. And welcome in May. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, May,
Hey, how y'all doing?
we
Good.
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 What you think about the topic, a 49-year-old virgin?
I love this conversation. I think it's a fun conversation, and it's so relevant to a lot of discussions that have been had in the past couple of days
Hmm.
between Kendra G and KS and just hypocrisy and all of the other stuff going on. Um, I feel bad for this lady. I feel very, very bad for her. Um, She is probably, in my opinion, somebody who grew up in a holiness church with a whole bunch of elders, older women, women who were widowed. She ain't seen no women around her with a sexuality, a healthy sexuality. That's my guess. I feel bad
Hmm.
for her. I feel bad for her. God did not design us. She's talking all that holy stuff and Bible, but God designed you to save it for marriage, not just save it to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
but I
do.
mean, she did say that, she was saving it by choice. So that, of course, made me kind of, we're not trying to psychoanalyze anybody, but like, dang, like you said, like what type of background or what type of, how do you see sex as an act? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like if you see it in the more religious side, and honestly, I'm not really exposed to anything more extreme than Baptist church. I can't even lie. Like I've seen documentaries about the Mormons and different more extreme type of well, what I would consider extreme religions and thought processes. But it just made me wonder, like, where is she coming from? You know what I mean? And what is she waiting for? Because she technically didn't say marriage. She just said she was a virgin by choice.
By choice, right? She didn't specify marriage. She said a 49-year-old virgin by choice. That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
oh, I
Kitty
didn't
threw
catch
on,
that.
yeah, she
Like,
threw
I can
on
play it
all
again if
the,
y'all want to see it for a second time. It's not that long. Just
yeah,
to kind of.
let's go ahead since we and I promise I won't interrupt this time.
It's okay. No, no, no. Listen, I was doing it too. I think I was the first one actually because Miss Kitty had she made me ask questions. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going to play this over. And hello to everybody coming in. Twin, I saw you come in. TVE Trucking has a good point. What if she's not a good person? What if she doesn't have a good personality? There could be a lot of reasons why this lady, hasn't found her husband yet. I don't know.
That's very true, because just because they look all, sweet and innocent and like, they know how to carry themselves in front of like in the public or whatever. We don't know how these people really are. I mean, it's a possibility, but I do want to point out that there's a very common, excuse when it comes to, oh my gosh, how come a woman can't keep a man? She must have, her personality must have been bad, as if nothing else could have went wrong. I'm just
You
saying.
know what I think is kind of funny, and I'm going to dip into my gender war bag, y'all, right now. I am. I just thought about it. They're telling her not she's not weird. It's not a bad thing, sister. You're doing a good job adhering to the Lord's work, right? If this was a man standing here telling you he was a 49-year-old virgin, do you think that they would give him the same advice, or do you think that they would tell that man he was weird?
Tell him that the Bible says to be fruitful and multiply.
What you think, May?
That's what I feel like they would say to him.
I think so too.
I think they
What-
were ridicule. Ridicule.
Hmm.
But you know what there's a it's a saying that I've just heard. Don't ask me from where. Maybe a little bird. But they say that the Bible isn't really for women at all. It's more for the man. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
Most of the Abrahamic religions are male focused. I'll say it that way. They are, male leaders, male, uh, all of the saviors and all of that.
Yeah, we couldn't even supposedly like actually preach the word for ourselves.
Some of these churches to this day still don't believe in women pastors or women church leaders. So it all depends on, like, the thing about being religious in the Bible is a lot of people read it to suit whatever narratives they believe in, and they reinforce those narratives with the Bible. I'll put it that way. That's what I think personally. Those are just my thoughts. Nobody else is responsible for that. That's my thought. I've seen people like, hell, the KKK used the Bible. Like, you know what I mean?
Slave
So,
owners, everybody, yeah.
I mean, and
No,
this is not to put it down. I told you I got a strong religious background. I know you said Baptist is what you're familiar with. Baptist is one of the lighter religions. When you start
mhm.
getting into the pescatarian, not pescatarian, Lord help me,
Pentecostal.
Pentecostal. It, in my head, I was trying to say Pentecostal and apostolic at the same time, and it was coming out pescatarian. And I'm actually pescatarian is a seafood eater. They ain't got nothing to do with it.
A pescatarian. That was hilarious, right?
Oh man.
No, and it's not an attack. I think that's one thing that kind of like, I don't know. Again, I listen to stuff and then I get questions in my mind and then I want to know more. It is not to be disrespectful. It's just to have, to get more understanding in one way or another. But I understand it. I'm not trying to attack anybody's, belief system either. These are just
Yeah.
our own independent thoughts. But let's get off of
Now, before I
Yeah.
play, I do want to get this one last comment because this is interesting. She could have chosen her career for the most part, and now in her later years, she's looking for a man with no kids, probably, or she could be looking for another male virgin. Ooh, I don't know.
But again, like that's why I had to bring up certain things like the economy and just the changes that like certain generations have had to like, that they've been through.
Hmm.
And it's just like, and I've said this on many other streams that I've had. Like, as a woman, I've never gotten a discount on electricity, rent. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that is car insurance, like none of the things that people need to be an adult, I've never got a discount for. So it's like, again, if we know that you can't depend on anybody, or just go out into the world thinking that, oh, well, I don't have to take care of myself. A man will take care of. I mean, again, what message are we trying to put out there? Some people are self-sufficient to where they do want to invest into their career to make sure that they can cover the things that they need in order to survive and in order to
Hmm.
be a functioning adult. But it seems like, even with that question, and that's a good question. I can't even lie because, like I said, the what ifs keeps the world interesting because you just, you never stop thinking, right? But would it be healthier for her to go out to the world just expecting to be taken care of versus her being able to take care of herself, even if it did take her 49 years? I don't know. Is it
I don't
too
know
much?
because like there are people who find the balance and have their careers and still get married. I don't know if a career, girl, you was that focused on making money that you didn't need no honey. Like for real? Okay.
Yeah.
Goodness,
Yeah. There's plenty of people that get married and they don't hold off on kids and they focus on their careers together. So she ain't got no out. I can't see it.
I mean, I'm not listening. I know I'm cracking jokes because I do that when I get a little uncomfortable. All right, because like I don't know what to say to a 49-year-old virgin. Like I think you have a strong determination, and the fact that you are so solid in your beliefs that you were able to not give in all that time, I think is A1. That's dope.
yeah, the self-control aspect is on
Exactly.
fleek, like for real. So that's what a lot of people lack, even as parents, self-control and discipline. I don't know, ladies. I don't know. I mean, at this point, there must be something else that's just like blocking her. You know what I mean? From really like opening up that aspect of herself.
Speaking of opening up, I'm gonna say something a little nasty here, but I gotta say
Oh,
it.
baby, go ahead.
There is something, men. I don't know if y'all need to close your ears or you need to hear this, but women have a natural inclination after you get hot in the pants. Y'all understand? You have a natural inclination. There's some kind of urge, a squeeze. I'll call it a squeeze on the inside. And it's kind of like a little ache. And it's like, ooh, something needs to be here. I need to invite something. Y'all know what I'm saying?
I,
It's like you need something
Hey,
to wiggle around. You know what I'm saying?
hey. To me, I
It's
said
a
that's the female equivalent of blue balls. We ain't got them, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's like a pull, a squeeze. It's like, hey, I need something to
Yeah.
move in. Like, and it gets very strong. It's a very strong urge. And I don't know how somebody who is heterosexual as a woman, you don't even have to have had sex to have that feeling. It's so
it's
natural.
usually hormonal. If I'm going to be honest, some
Hmm.
women, some women that happens more around their ovulation because of biology, because your body is trying to make you have that baby. Some women, it happens even before their period. It's a hormonal thing that is triggering that, by the way.
Absolutely. And it makes you act up. I'm not gonna lie. It make you act up. It'll make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. Mentally it'll let your guard down and you start looking at stuff different. I'm serious. That hormonal moment, you know what I'm saying? If you're married specifically, you start doing nastier stuff than you would do. You know what I'm saying? So my point is it really is a real thing. And so how does this woman manage to resist that pull, that urge, that ache? How did she do that? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We may never find out because she never said it in here. She never said it.
Yeah, let's
But I'm
play the
going to
whole. Yeah, play the whole thing.
play the whole thing. Okay. And let me take the comment down. And welcome everybody coming in. We appreciate you all coming through. If you wouldn't mind, please hitting the like button on both channels. We are streaming now on the LA Project as well as on Candy Cane Lane. Thank you all.
Boys.
Dang.
My issue that I have is when I am dating or in a relationship, men seem to think
Hold on.
I am a 49-year-old virgin by choice.
Dang.
My issue that I have is when I am dating or in a relationship, men seem to think that I'm weird or strange. And it's very frustrating. Why do men tend to think that something is wrong when a woman desires to keep herself into marriage?
Kitty,
Oh, she did
49.
say into marriage.
Man, I love that. I love that. Man, we're in such a hypersexual culture now that people will try to guilt you out of that celibacy or that abstinence. And they'll beat you down for that because they want to have access to you, because they haven't learned restraint or what self-control looks like. I appreciate the fact that you have produced that type of fruit. That lets me know the relationship that you've cultivated with our Father. Because when you are in that secret place, you produce the fruit of the Spirit. And self-control is one of them. And I appreciate that. You are a unicorn. That is beautiful. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to honor God, especially with our temple. And you acknowledge that your body is your temple. So keep on doing that.
Mike, what's up?
Sister, I love you.
Oh, Lord.
So before I flip the board, the first thing I want to say is the thing that made me most nervous was the fact that you associated the term weird with yourself, because it sounds like even you are at a struggle with something that you should be proud about. And because you're different than people, people putting out words, and sometimes we internalize them, and then we start to sympathize with our abusers and then start inheriting those titles for ourselves. And there is nothing weird about you. But I want to take it a bit further and talk about the etymology of the word weird, when weird didn't always used to mean bad. So today we associate words like strange, bizarre, odd with weird. But that's historically the origin of the word weird was because it was supernatural. It was something other than what was around everything that they were. Something different, something special. It goes even further and said that the Weird Sisters were put here to carry out assignments that other people were not capable of doing. So if we're going to use the words that people put here to shame us, put power to those words and understand that being weird in these times is a blessing.
That's a fact.
Is a blessing.
So she did say she was waiting to marriage. That was the second part to the question.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, my bad. I cut her off too many times. Okay. Damn. So May, you got any other? I mean, since you know that for a fact now, she's waiting specifically, I guess, to find somebody that to marry. You have any other thoughts or any?
Oh, she dropped.
Okay.
I think she might be having connection issues because she came back up. But while we wait on May to come back, Next Level has a question. He says, "At what age does being a virgin is being a virgin a red flag for both genders?"
You said it's being a virgin a red flag for both genders? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh,
So the question on the screen is like, basically, at what age does being a virgin become a red flag for
oh,
both genders?
okay.
I wouldn't call it a red flag. I mean, if we were in our 20s or something like that, and I found out that a guy that I was talking to was a virgin, I'd just ask him, you never, you just haven't found somebody that you wanted to do that with? Or, I mean, it would just be more of a why not, but I wouldn't see it as a red flag necessarily. Maybe, I can't lie, in the 40s, maybe a red flag, because I'm just like, okay, what are you really, what's really going on? What's really the issue? What's the problem? But I don't know. Like when they're younger, I would just want to know the reason why, but it wouldn't be a red flag until they got older. Yeah, and see, Next Level. That's why I was just like, yeah, the movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Because then when you start going into it, and it's like, the social awkwardness, and with you being a certain age and stuff like that, that would just be like, okay, do you have something else going on? Like, do you live in a group home? You live by yourself? Like, I'm sorry.
So
I'm
then,
sorry. That would be a red flag if they were older, but like 20s, even like early 30s, like it would just be a question of why, but not a red flag until they got up into like 40s and 50s. I can't lie.
I
and I
would
don't know.
have. Go ahead. I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead, man.
Ken. Go ahead.
No, I
No,
was
go
only
ahead.
going to say I don't know if they asked the red flag question because that was what the stream was about. Like that was the tonight's conversation in today's dating world is waiting until marriage a red flag. Maybe that's why they asked the question that way. But you can go ahead, May.
I would say to me, 25 is gonna raise. I won't say a red flag, but I'm gonna be like very like curious, like what's going on. And I say that because these hormones that we have, because I was returned back to nature in natural order. These hormones start to kicking off 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. They get very, very strong, which is why most people tend to be teenagers when they lose their virginity. Most people, right? If there's not an intervention or something stopping you, you will naturally end up, if you have the freedom to do so, you will end up having sex. And it's because the pull is great. I mean, even young men, I'll just say young men, they have those dreams where they fantasize, even though they're not sexually active, and then they have, the squirt. So I would say that these are natural things, unless you got a hormone imbalance. So how do you resist that from the age of 12, 13, all the way to 18, and from 18 to what age when you got nothing but space and opportunity? How do you resist it?
Well,
It has to be religious, I guess.
I have a question that I have on the screen. Now, Lost Souls is saying it's easy to be a virgin and abstinent for women today because of all of the sex toys we have out there. His question is, are you still considered a virgin if you're having sex with a sex toy like a dildo or a bullet? So could it be that she is meeting those needs
Mm.
in other ways but still claiming her virginity?
I mean, there's
Mm.
there's different quote. I think I've heard different definitions growing up. You know what I mean? When people were trying to, especially when we was young, like May said, teenagers type of stuff. Oh, well, it wasn't actual penetration. I just gave him oral. To me, I'm just like, that's sex, like you're not a virgin, but to somebody else, they might think of it as a loophole to, since they didn't actually go
Oh, that
through
was
the
that
actual
was the Catholic schoolgirl loophole. Oral and
right.
anal. Making it in the butt means you're still a virgin. It sure does. That's the Catholic schoolgirl. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, I've heard that one.
What about this one? And well, thankfully, this is a lady show, so you guys will understand and probably appreciate the reference. But you remember in the movie Color Purple? Yes, I said it. The Color Purple. Okay, when Celie and Suge, started spending time together, like she kind of really like nursed her back to health, because she was just, she was on the road to destruction, right? And there was this moment where I guess it was right after the juke joint and everything. She, like she actually got to see her in action, and then like Suge let her finally dress up in something that was special, because Celie, she didn't never have nothing special. And they had a conversation, just like, have you ever, basically, because Suge had good experiences with Mister, but Celie did not. And after Celie kind of explained herself, Suge was like, well, Miss C, that means you still a virgin. Because either it was taken from you, forced upon you, something to that degree where it was something that you didn't want to happen. So that's
Mhm.
another type of like I guess a definition of virginity if you was in a situation like that. Can somebody really take it away from you? And I know a
That's
lot
a
of
good
people would
question.
say yes, but I don't know about that one.
Next level coming with these questions, baby. He be having some good ones.
So he be having the questions.
He said, "Would you date a 40-year-old virgin? If you ran across the
No.
man today, LA, you would not."
I mean, it wouldn't just be like, oh, you a virgin, I'm out of here. Like, no. But at the same, I don't know. Oh, that's tough. Again, I would just have mad questions. I would have a lot of questions. Like if this was like a completely functioning adult, you know what I mean? Like I said, got their own house, been doing their own thing for a while, I'd have to know the reason. I really would have to. Because I'm not
Because
saying this.
what if he was saving himself for marriage because of his religion? Like we have Riaz. Riaz has
Okay, well,
told us time and time again that he's waiting until he gets married. What if this man is of the belief of Riaz and decided that, he's still not married at 40 and he's come across you, he wants to date you? Would that work for you?
I mean, would it work? I think I would be more underneath those circumstances. I would be more of just trying to make sure that my past is not going to mess him up. You know what I mean? And not like I've been around like that, but if I'm not a woman of the faith, and, like I said, I was engaged to be married when I was a teenager. I was 17 when I lost mine. Like, is he going to be okay with that? I don't want to be guilted about it, about my past. If you choose me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, I just want to make sure that he's okay with whatever, me living my life the way that I believe that I should have lived it up until I met him.
That's
And
a good question.
And if he's okay with that, then it's possible for us to make it happen.
So does that mean if you're holding out until you get married that you would only marry another virgin? Because that would make it significantly more difficult for you to find a partner for your future if that was the parameter you're going by. Because typically, as people get older, the chances of them being a virgin wanes or lessens. It's I think.
But if we keep it within the constructs of, like I said, maybe some of these communities that have the same faith system, belief system, and kind of more often than not will follow the traditional way of doing it, then I think it's possible. There's still people who have arranged marriages and stuff like that, depending on their culture or wherever their community is. And I think it's very possible for them to be able to find that mate if that's what they want. And especially if they've, spent their whole life exhibiting self-control and discipline, that's what they deserve to get that,
Let's see. Well, for those cultures that have the arranged marriages, they tend to marry you off by 30. Like TVE Trucking says, I say 30 is a red flag, but in your 20s, I understand. If even in the arranged marriage realm, they typically try and get you married off by 30 so that you can start reproducing. I don't think that they would have you waiting until 40.
That's a good point.
I can speak on that.
Okay.
Whether it's Hebrew or Islamic, those two very similar, particularly the Hasidic traditional Orthodox Jews, very similar to Islam. And what happens in Muslim countries and also in Hebrew culture, Orthodox Hebrew culture, is they expect that you are supposed to fulfill certain roles and duties at a certain age, like it's age appropriate. So that's why they have like the bar mitzvahs and stuff like that. And in Islam, they have some stuff too, similar, like coming of age. And so you're expected to act like an adult at a very early age in preparation for marriage. So your whole life is in preparation to become a spouse. That's the idea of it. And so by the time you get about anywhere between 16 and 25, you're supposed to be getting a courtship to get married. And so I would say for women, the cutoff date age is probably 25 in Islam and in Hebrew culture. And for men, it's about 30. And so, that's kind of like fulfilling your duty. And they know that you have sexual urges. That's why they push you to get married early, because they know that nothing is going to come good if you just, go around the world by yourself, single, doing your thing. They already know how it's going to turn out. So Those are ways that the culture uses arranged marriage to keep people in order.
Okay. All right.
I would have just thought it was because, it would be more on the reproduction side. You know what I mean?
It's
It's a
that too. It's
yeah.
that too.
I just I don't know. Maybe I was just sheltered growing up or whatever, but like in terms of just like I said, learning what the importance is of just
I am a
being,
Sorry, I'm not trying to
49-year-old
start it.
virgin by choice.
Damn.
Um,
Okay. Sorry. I
no,
brought it and zoomed it in because of this comment here that H&M has posted. Ain't nobody 30 and up still a virgin. I beg to differ. H&M. We have people who are claiming, and these people have no reason to lie. Whether they're lying or not, I cannot prove, but they have no reason to
that's
lie.
facts.
And so you have somebody named Cynthia Chantel. She didn't say she was one, but she's giving reasons why somebody would remain a virgin until they're married. STD free, mental health stable, self esteem high. She's blessed. She's not alone. I'm 37 and a virgin. 26-year-old virgin here and very proud of it. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I'm also a virgin at 24 and waiting for the right time. I wish I would have saved myself. H&M, these people are telling you different. Now, here goes somebody being funny. I'm 72. I'm a 72-year-old virgin with 2 boys. Okay, lady. Immaculate conception twice.
That's funny.
Then somebody says, this is not a flex. Sorry. It's a woman by the profile picture. Kitty always coming through with the word. Is this, now I meant to ask, is this a religious based show? I don't watch it. I've seen some clips from it, but I don't know if this is actually like a religious based show.
Not that I know of. No.
Okay.
Not that I know of. I might have to do some more research on them though.
Why did that lady? Why did that lady just bust into pastor mode like she did? Why did she do that?
I think that's her role on the show. Every time I've seen her
Exactly.
speak, she comes from that angle.
That's her strength, girl. Like shoot, that's what they told her. Go out there and shine, baby. Like shoot, especially if you if you can. But that does seem to be more of like the route that she takes, like from her commentary and stuff like that. So
So here I'm showing you H&M. I'm disproving what you're saying. These people, she says, I'm 30 and still waiting till marriage. I'm engaged and getting married soon. I lost mine at 28 on the wedding night. It's not weird at all. I'm still a virgin. I'm 32 years old. It's a lot of women out there claiming they ain't never been touched like a virgin. Here you go. She said she's 35, going strong. I'll remain weird in the eyes of the world until God sends me my husband. She will get such an amazing husband. Hey, Mahogany, welcome in.
Y'all, I don't know. Oh, hey, Mahogany.
what you don't know, Nay? Uh-oh.
Can I hear? Okay, I can hear her voice. I think when somebody comes in, it changes. I wasn't able to say something again. Mahogany.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Hey,
Hey,
Mahogany.
everybody. Hey,
Hey,
everyone.
hey.
Hi, beautiful ladies. I just wanted to add my little 2 cents since H&M made that comment. Can I add on to it?
Absolutely. It's an open panel for women. You surely can.
I don't know about y'all, but I married my son's father. I got married very young. Met him at 19 and we started dating. We got married very, very quickly after 3 months. And the point is, I was a virgin. And I remember telling him that. And I remember this reaction. Oh, nobody's a virgin. Let me just say this because I cannot stand that. Everybody's not humping around. Like when I was young, and because it made me feel so out of place. But come to find out, yeah, there were girls in my high school that had gotten young as are pregnant, younger. But for whatever reason, whatever it happened in my family. But there's this assumption that everybody is doing. I don't know, but maybe I was an oddball. I probably was. I was a nerd, but I was so busy and I was so obsessed with all the things that my mom had me into. I was in orchestra. I was in chorus. I was in all these after school programs and church programs, and I literally had no time for any type of social life at all. And I just wasn't interested. I'm not gonna lie, maybe my mom probably scared, she scared me. She would say, "Oh, you kiss a boy, you're gonna get pregnant." And I didn't want that. She, she'd be like, "Oh, you're out of my house. If you're grown enough to have a baby, you're grown enough to take care of one." So I don't know, it just was never on my brain like that. And I just hate when people, not y'all, but like I got shamed by other people in my family because I was not, I guess, quote unquote, doing what they were doing. And I saw it with my brother too. My brother lost his virginity at 18 with his first girlfriend. And I don't think we were even sheltered. I think we were so busy because he wrestled, he played on the football team. He had a group, a band. Child, they thought they was gonna be the next Jodeci. But he sang in the church with my mom. We were so busy. So I don't know. I just take offense when people just assume that everybody's kid is out there doing the horizontal mobile. Like there's people that are not, I don't know, that's not their first interest. Am I the only one? Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely graduated with
Yep.
virgins. I know that I did. Like,
But
so
oh, I'm sorry, Candy, but my son's father, he didn't believe me, and I actually got really pissed. Of course, till our wedding night, there was evidence on the sheets. I'm trying to keep this clean, but I was really hurt and really pissed. And unfortunately, there's a lot of men that believe that all women. I've heard some of these people say, by the time these women are 30, they've had such and such amount of men, and these men believe it. They believe. I've never had that amount of men in my life, but I think that for a lot of men, because they would do it, because a lot of them are very sexualized and they would probably sleep with everything that they get an opportunity to sleep with. They assume that that's how women are too. But for me, I was never really a sexual person until later on in life. I kind of grew into that. Do you know what I mean? And I still remain sexual with the one person I was with, not everybody.
I mean, every person is different. When May was talking, she's talking about like the biological urges, but that doesn't mean that you had to act on them. I don't want to make it seem like all of these women from the time that they started to have urges, which could be as early as teenage years, were just out here giving up the box willy nilly to anybody and everybody. That's not at all what I'm trying to say here. So yeah, no. And H&M,
No.
I see you in the.
I was responding to H&M because he was like, "No, there's no virgins out here." That's not true.
He's trying to hit the link, but H&M, this is the ladies
Nobody.
panel. You're gonna have to answer her in the chat.
I have a
Go ahead.
I have a question I'm dying to ask you, Mahogany.
Sure.
Okay, you were an early bride like myself, and innocent like myself. So I want to ask you: did you find? I mean, if you don't want to answer, we could talk about it privately. But did you find like maybe the first year or two, because you were so used to like being innocent, that you were not socially, sexually rigid, or maybe
Oh,
That's
I
a good
was.
strange a
question.
little bit?
May, the first year of marriage, and my husband would always complain about it. He barely saw me naked. I refused to
Yeah.
take off all my clothes.
Oh my God. I'm not alone. Oh my
Oh,
God. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
May, and
Go
let me
ahead.
tell you what's so funny. Let me tell you, and I know all the brides do this. I would get up, I would set the clock like an hour before he would get up to go to work, and I would run in there and brush my teeth, and I would
Yeah.
God.
put on makeup and shit, and then lay back down in the bed.
Girl, I did the same thing, like a whole bunch of like sexual rituals. Like I gotta go and wash this out and do this. Oh,
Yeah.
I was very rigid. But not only that, I didn't even lift my legs up. Like I refused. Like you can squeeze in whatever the fuck you can get between my thighs.
Oh
I'm not moving.
yeah. Yeah, you know when they put the legs over the head or whatever. I didn't do that. I think it was several years before I got to that move. Men just don't realize what I'm sorry. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I did have my husband. He really was a good man. And is a good man. It just later on, years down the road, things didn't work out. But he treated me well. And May,
Right.
you can attest this. I've never said a bad word against that man. I love him to this day. He's my best friend. But the point is, he made me feel comfortable. He never forced anything on me. But yeah, I was very shy. And he brought it out of me
Yeah.
eventually. He's like, you don't have to be this way. Stop being like this.
Girl, I wouldn't
Yeah.
even be naked for like, I think it was like the first 3 years. I was not, you never saw me naked. I was
Yeah.
like
Wow.
covering everything up, squeezing out of the bed in the dark. I only have sex with in the dark too, never in the light. Hell no.
Yes,
That's
in
unheard of.
the
You know.
dark.
They
In
just
the
switched up
dark.
everything. No.
And with one of his t-shirts on, he used to like me to see me in his t-shirts. I put the t-shirt on. But in the dark, honey, it took a while, but I eventually got over that, you know.
Right.
That
Right.
is so interesting.
But the
I
urge
never
was
knew.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what was it?
You didn't know what, Candy?
I never heard this before. This is new news to me.
Not
The
since
first
like
couple of
back in the day, like
But when you think about it, we were virgins. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's why.
You're a young girl.
No experience.
You're basically a young girl. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah.
I'm walking from the bed naked. Like, what you talking about? Like, I don't know. Like, but we
Oh,
just
yeah, now, now LA and y'all, now I am
Child,
so
please. I'm a
sexual.
freak.
Yeah, I'm very
like,
comfortable
all it
now.
is, like walk from one end to the room to the other. Like, yes. Shower, yes. So dang, y'all didn't like do the showers or hey sweetie, y'all didn't do the baths or like showers
No.
together or anything like
Later
Child, that's
on, like
Hollywood.
that.
yeah, in the beginning, no,
Pretty
like
women,
me,
huh?
me and May have a lot in common because yeah, in the beginning I was just like that. Now, that's what I'm saying. A woman matures, like, and you know, my husband matured too. We just, you know, we grew together, but like now I'm completely different than that. I like you said, LA, you can walk around naked. I feel completely fine. You just
You
gotta
learn tricks.
grow into your yeah.
So now I have a question. Were your husbands virgins also when you guys got married, or did you marry experienced men?
May, you want to go first? May, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, May.
Okay.
May,
I was 17. Just
go ahead, May. We couldn't tell
We
if you
got you
could
now.
hear it or not. We got you. You good?
can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can y'all hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was 17 when I was 17 when I got married, and I just turned 17. Can y'all still hear me? I'm just not sure if the connection is there.
Yes.
Yes. We
Yes.
can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, I was 17. I just turned 17 when I got married. It was kind of an arranged marriage in Islam. And I was married to a man who was like 33, 34. So there's an age factor. I was a little intimidated. I was kind of intimidated.
Okay. Yeah,
I can understand that part.
my husband was older than me too. Way older than me, but he was still good with me. You know, I like I said, he treated me really well. I was never forced to do anything. I'm sure May has the same story. And
Yeah.
different faith. He's a Hebrew Israelite, but very religious man. I'm kind of from a religious background. I grew up in the church, so we had a lot in common. As a matter of fact, when we were dating, we would read the Bible together. So we had a bit of a religious base, I guess. I don't really like the word religion, but we had a spiritual type of connection, and I think that's important outside of the sex and everything. We had a friendship first.
Yeah. No, and just I think of more of like a faith-based, you know, like you guys believe in the same thing and kind of structure your lives, you know, kind of leaning on or you know, making decisions based off of that. I don't think anything's wrong with that. I think that's actually like really beautiful. That's what seems to
Yeah.
be the
Yeah.
hardest thing in you know, in relationships is trying to get that faith-based system down or at least be on the same page.
So
Well,
my next
I just
question to
say,
both of you is,
oh, go ahead, Candy. Go ahead. Mhm.
I was going to ask, did you So both of you knew your husbands before you, like, it wasn't just like your family put you together with them. You picked this man and they gave the blessing, correct?
I did. What about you, May?
It was like he approached me, and then in Islam you have to have what you call a wali, which is a person who's in charge of getting you married. So he asked me, could he speak to my wali, and could he make arrangements, like it's almost like a proposal, but you have to go through somebody else. So that was it. But he approached me. We lived in the same apartment complex when I was that age.
How did he know you were Muslim at that time? Did you wear the head wrap, or did y'all go to the same like religious services?
I wore the same garb, and we did go to the same mosque.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying my, I wore the garb, and he. I know y'all gonna think this is creepy, but I was just getting off the bus from high school, and he would be standing there, and he would just keep standing there. I'm like, who's that African? Like, why is he looking at me? And then one day he finally walked up to me. So that's how that happened.
Interesting.
My
Now,
man, I was working. Oh, I was going to tell you a quick story.
go ahead.
Can I share it? Well,
Absolutely.
how we met. Oh, how we met. I was working. So, whew, I had left my house because me and my stepfather weren't getting along. He was abusive to my mom and all that, and I just couldn't take it. So I had left home, actually ran away from home, but my mom knew where I was, so she decided to let me stay. I've talked about this on my own show, but anyway, I ended up staying with my sister. But my sister, we were so close. She was more like a best friend than a sister, that particular sister. And so I pretty much wasn't doing the things I was supposed to do. I was still supposed to be going to class. I was still supposed to be, going to school and stuff. And I wasn't. I was skipping class. I was hanging out with friends, even smoking a little bit of weed, just not really doing what I was supposed to do. And, but I did have a little job. I was a manager at KFC, y'all, of all places. I had a little manager job down there, and I would catch the bus in the city or whatever. And anyway, I ran into a Hebrew Israelite, a young guy, and he taught me, and he said, I'm going to introduce you to this elder. And he introduced me to a woman, and I actually learned up under her. I shared all, what, when I get upstairs, I'm going to see if I can share some pictures of y'all, some pictures with y'all. Yeah, I look so different with my head wrap and all that. I look completely different. But anyway, she taught me. And then we would start doing this Bible study thing. It was a group of us that we would meet. And I met, well, he approached me a lot like what May said happened. He approached me. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't interested in him because he was so much older than me. But over time, like, I am really attracted to a smart person. Like, I forgot what you call that, but when you're attracted to somebody's intellect, but I am extremely attracted to intellectual men. And he just impressed me with his knowledge and his wisdom and all those things, because we spent hours talking about the Bible and all these other things, philosophies. And that's really what did it for me. I thought he was like the smartest person I had ever came across. And I was intrigued. And anyway, he would stop by my job every day and bring me little gifts, chocolates, flowers. And he finally came to me and asked me, if I would court him. I can't believe he actually said the word court, but I laughed. And I told him no. I said, no, you're too old, you're not, I even insulted him. I was like, I think you're more like my mom's age. And he kind of giggled. Long story short, I hurt his feelings. I didn't even realize I hurt his feelings. I'm just brutally honest. Sometimes I don't even mean to be that way, but I had missed the bus. So I came knocking on his door, and I noticed he hadn't come to see me. And he explained to me how I made him feel, and I apologized. And anyway, ever since then, we started spending every weekend together, whether we were on the Sabbath day, whether we were going out, we would just started spending time together. And we got married 3 months later. My family didn't even know. They were ready to kill me.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I got married 2 months after the courtship with my ex-husband. 2 months. So yeah,
Wow. See
it's
How
how
long is the
fast.
courtship period? How long
It's
does that
quick.
typically like last? The courtship period in in a religious sense like that.
3
It's
months for
quick.
me, like because after you what do you call it, consummate the marriage, that's when you're actually married. As far as Hebrew Israelites, is that the same with you, May, in Islam? Once y'all consummated,
Yeah,
is
that's
it
the
the
official,
same?
but there's also a marriage contract. There's a marriage
Okay.
contract.
We did get, let me just say this because not all Hebrew Israelites are sick. God knows they're not. We actually got legally married also. It wasn't just that. We had I'm gonna try and find these videos for y'all, and I'm gonna try and come back and show y'all. But we actually had a real Hebrew ceremony. Jumped over the broom, blue and white frizzles on my wedding dress. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And my family grew to love him once they saw that he really met me. This man, y'all, I wouldn't have a lot of the things I have right now if it wasn't for him, because I was not doing shit with my life. I was out running the streets, hanging out with real girls that were selling their bodies.
Oh wow.
I was
Oh wow.
headed,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I was headed down oh girl, I was about to date a drug dealer. I was really headed down the wrong path, and I'm not even sure why, because my whole life I had been a good girl. My whole life I made A's and B's. But something happened when my mom married my stepfather, and I felt like she chose him over me. It really kind of did something to me, I think, mentally. And then I found him, and it was like almost like my redemption. And I'm
Wow.
grateful. I'm so grateful. That's why you'll never, it's funny to me when people say, oh, Mahogany hates men. No, I don't. No, I don't. Um,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
think that's one
So,
thing about older men when they marry younger women. If they're like right and correct, they're pour into you. Like my ex-husband, he poured into me. I didn't have to ask for anything. He bought me a car. He paid bills. I didn't have to. I was a kept woman. And I went to
mhm.
college. I spent my energy on college. He poured into me, and I could pour into school. And I didn't have to put any money in on anything. I had no worries. So I can say that I wouldn't be who I am today was it not for him pouring into me. And so I don't regret that marriage at all. But then what happens is, as a young woman, when you marry young, there's a certain thing that happens. You just wake up one day and you're like, I'm a grown ass woman. I'm not a child. Who are you telling what to do? I don't want to do that, you know? And there's a revolt and a rebellion. And so I would
Yeah.
not advise you to marry at 16, 17, 18, 19. I would say 21, 22 is ideal. That's when I had my revolution when I was 21. I was like, fuck this, you know? I want to
The
drink. I want to
same.
smoke. I want to, you know, go
Oh,
ahead.
wow.
No, you're right. The same thing. Man, I'm so I knew we had a lot in common, but me and you really, when you were ready to do a live, we shake because we have so much in common, because I felt the same. Well, I got married at 20 and we stayed together a very long time. But after about year 5, I started, maybe even before, I'll
Mm-hmm.
never forget this. I was pregnant with my son, and I had been dressing for him, wearing the things that he likes me to wear, the long dresses, wrapping my hair up. And my job was giving me a hard time about my head wrap. And he said, all you got to do is let them know it's your faith. And I did that. But, I wanted to wear what I wanted to wear. I wanted to
Yes,
do,
child. Yes, I snatched
you
that
didn't
thing
tell
off my
me.
head. I'm like, I'm free. I'm free.
Yeah. Looking back on it now, it wasn't a big deal to me. But when you're young and you want to you've never had an opportunity to really come into yourself, it makes you feel trapped. And I felt very trapped. And he
Yes.
tried, left his heart. He tried. And just like me, he actually put me on the deed to his house. So he's the one who got me into home ownership first. He was a very spiritual, righteous man. And I think that's the best thing for women to a real, true, spiritual, righteous man is gonna love you. He's gonna really, really love you and take care of you because he knows that you are his other half.
I
But
agree.
anyway, yeah, you
I
you
want to
know
say
the
something about virginity real quick. Let me say something about virginity real quick. I absolutely find it so cringe when I am on like in channels and panels and stuff, and these manosphere and red pill men like just like act like virginity is all that. These young women are all that. I have to tell you, I mean, you can hear from what me and Mahogany are saying. Older men, younger women, it's not going to end well. First and foremost, you think the sex is going to be good? It's going to be trash, right? We are a lot of times we're uncooperative. So if you think you're going to be freaking and doing all this other stuff, it's not. It's sex with a younger woman is not what you think. I promise you. She's gonna be looking at you like, "What are you doing? What is that? Well, hold on. What? You know, it's gonna be a lot of strangeness. That's all I'm gonna say. So these fantasies y'all have, please get rid of them. It takes
yeah,
years. Okay, okay. And then
Yeah.
also, eventually, you think she's gonna be walking around and twerking and all that. You're not gonna get none of that. All that dancing and gyrating and sexuality, you're not getting nothing. You're gonna get somebody laying like a starfish, looking at you like, "Can you hurry up?" 9 times out of 10.
Mm.
Okay, it's not that fun. I just want y'all to know. So get rid of that. And then the other thing is, um, we are gonna actually bloom. Young women will always bloom. So even if she's 25 and 5 years later, when she blooms, she's gonna be looking at you like, "You old dirty man, get away from me." I'm just saying. That's my thoughts.
Mm.
Well, and May, not only that, like, so right after I had the baby, it was just me and the baby. He was in construction. He tried to take me out. We would have couples night or whatever. My sister would watch the baby, but I wanted to hang out with my friends. And so I basically brought a lot of hell to his life. I'm not going to lie. There were days, and I feel bad that I put him through this, but there were days where he didn't, like, I stayed out drinking with my friends one night, just not being a 22-year-old girl, like just being dumb, not realizing I got a husband at home that's worried about me, that he's at home with the baby. And I pumped milk and all that stuff for the baby, but there was definitely a lack of maturity with me for a few years. I did catch up eventually, but those first few years of marriage, I think I put my husband through hell, just being immature. Things I would never do now. I would never do that now in my second stage in life. Yeah.
Right, I agree. You learn so much from the first early situation. And for me, it's been perfect balance, not perfect, but I'm saying it's a balance there. You know what I'm saying? That I wasn't in control of much. I was kind of directed a lot. So the virginity is it's a mental thing too. So with this lady that y'all have, she has a mental virginity. You know what I'm saying? And it's a physical, but trust me, the mental is there. She is, what's the word? Arrested development? Definitely. Definitely. She gonna need some help. That's all I want to say. I'm gonna drop down, you guys, and y'all got some questions.
Yeah, there's one that's on the screen, and since we got you both up here, I just wanted to ask before you guys drop, but I totally understand and appreciate you guys for your commentary. Next level, moving forward, could having an age gap make it a thin line between grooming and leading your woman? What do you guys think about the difference of leading your woman versus like grooming with the whole age gap thing?
You want to go first, May?
No, you go ahead, because I'm not sure how I think about that question. Go ahead.
I will say I definitely did not feel groomed because, like I keep on saying, I was not forced to do a darn thing. And that's why I said we were with each other every day, hours a day, and then we got married after 3 months. And even after we got married, like I said, I was blessed. I wasn't mistreated. I wasn't being talked to crazy. Like I wasn't. And to be honest, y'all, I have the more dominant, this might not be a shock to some of y'all, but I actually have the more aggressive, dominant personality. Even though he's older than me, I'll show you guys pictures when I come back. Even though he's older than me, my ex-husband was a lot more relaxed and laid back than me. So like, when things popped off, a lot of times it was me that was the aggressor. That I think that's a sometimes people assume that, oh, she's younger, she's fragile. In my case, because of my dominant personality type, no one was finna make me do nothing I didn't want to do. No one was finna talk to me crazy. Yeah, I had a huge family support. My sisters, I got a lot of brothers. I don't think my husband would even try that because he know my family is big and crazy and we all kind of hood and ghetto up in here. So I never felt like he groomed me at all. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that there's a difference. If you could like pinpoint or try to like, I guess, identify some things that would have made it different, like hypothetically, if your husband would have been different. Like,
oh yeah, if he would,
young women would have to like identify as grooming versus how you were treated.
Oh, okay, grooming. Yeah. Well, for one thing, if you're being pressured for sex, sexual favors, doing things that you really don't want to do, go girl, let me put the tip in. All We
Ain't
all
never
unheard
just a
that.
tip child.
You know,
Right.
well, at least give me some head, then whatever he's coming up with. Just if you are having any type of reservation about something like that, then that is starting that you could be being taken advantage of. If these men are trying to get in your pocket, I've seen that with some of these Hebrew Israelite women that aren't necessarily the brightest, but yeah,
Oh, child,
they're
that
giving
community
these.
got a whole lot of different going
Oh,
ons, you know?
child. And it makes me sick. It makes me sick. And I've spoken against it. Me and my ex-husband, we have chastised them. And the sad truth is, and I won't talk too much, man, because I want you to get in there. The sad truth is they do not represent everybody. Southern Hebrew Israelites are so much different than the ones in New York yelling on the street corner. We do evangelistic type stuff, but we don't do it that way. We're very welcoming to everybody. So the unfortunate truth is the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So they make the most noise. So everybody thinks everybody acts the same. I know plenty of Hebrew Israelites that are educated and nice and sweet and beautiful.
Yeah,
So that's
right.
just not the truth for everybody. Go ahead, May.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and take your thing.
Okay, so I'll answer the question. I could say in some ways, I think I felt groomed in some ways. I think my ex-husband, he got a little sexually frustrated. Now, I want to also say that I had a very high sex drive, but having a high sex drive and being a masturbator does not necessarily equal you know what you're doing sexually. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's not this. It doesn't translate. So he used to use pornography to try to teach me stuff. Um, and I thought that was weird because Islamically, we're not supposed to watch pornography. So that's how I started getting into pornography. He'd be like, look at that. Now you can do it. You know, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was that. Also, I learned from Islam that you're supposed to transfer the trust that you have in your father to your husband. So it kind of is a awkward little strange thing. The same way you submit to and go with whatever your father has been, and I was a daddy's girl. So I transferred that naturally to my ex-husband. And that could have definitely been manipulated by a bad man. No doubt about it. Just blind, follow you, whatever you say, let's do it, no resistance at all. And so that daddy daughter relationship, it feels a little strange, especially when he's older and he could be your dad. So that for me did feel strange. But again, she had more of a romantic connection. I didn't have that so much. I was more of like a functional wife, doing a duty, I guess you would say. So we didn't have anything to talk about. And also, I want to say this caution to young women. You see how in Mahogany, she said she was impressed with like chocolates and small things like that. When we're young, you can give us candy, you can give us simple things, right? And we don't demand a lot. Now, if I was with my ex-husband, I'd be like, I need you to get me a house. Like, F this little, dowry that you give me, forget that. I'd be a grown ass woman. I'd be like, I need a whole house with my name on the deed. So we sell ourselves short. And I'm not going to say that's grooming, but they're not going to tell you, hey, you should ask more from me. You should demand more from me. Expect more from me. Older men are not going to do that. They're going to let you take whatever little, they give. So those are my thoughts.
Okay. All right. Well,
Now,
I
What do you
but
think?
appreciate you
you're
guys
right. I
for the
wanted to.
honesty for sure.
I was going to
So
say,
what?
yeah. I was going to say to May, yes, he got me with the gifts in the beginning, but at the end of the day, honey, Mahogany Roots walked away with I walked away with my name on the deed to that house.
Because you had a good man.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
thing. You had a
yeah,
good one.
yeah.
Yeah. But thank you guys
No, I said thank you for your honesty, May. I appreciate it.
for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
This
you,
Peace.
was good.
I
May.
appreciate you hitting the panel for sure.
Yes.
You just never
Why do
know
you
who
have
can
to leave?
contribute to the conversation. But that was awesome. Yeah, because I'm
What
like,
do you
Why
think?
did you? No, I was getting into it.
She can always come back. The link is still pinned. It's open to any of the women who want to come up and talk about
yeah,
the
let me
subject.
put it back in here.
What do you think about this comment that we have highlighted? Rather know the woman learned from me, um, rather than to know he's got another man's product, experiencing another man's product.
Again, it just for the people who always say that they want the virgins, but you don't keep them though. You know what I'm saying? So you just are adding to the pool of people who are, not on that status, just because you wanted to have fun, or just because you wanted to teach her something, or for her not to be touched by anybody else. I mean, I think it's not a realistic standpoint, because unless you're willing to take the time to get to know a young lady, and then you be her first, then you're hers forever. That's the only real time that's gonna happen. Like, experience doesn't do anything but, just give her a little bit more, knowledge or whatever, how to conduct herself in a sexual type of setting. So, I mean, either you keep the one that you pick or don't complain about it. That's how I feel. But that's one of the things that I see as an issue with a lot of guys who complain about, oh, these women, they be having so many bodies. Just first of all, assuming, because a lot of women don't even roll the dice with their bodies like that. Not the majority, to have racked up so many people, that they're just like, oh my goodness. But then again, like I said, if you're not willing to keep her, then what does it matter? What does it matter?
It's
doesn't
true. A lot. I bet you if you asked them, did they marry the girls that they took their virginity from? A lot of them obviously didn't marry the girls that they took virginity from. So that's a good
No.
point, LA. Hmm.
That's why it's kind of funny how, like, it's thought of, like, I think, depending on, like I said, what your faith base is, what you believe in, what kind of like helps you navigate through the world. Of course, stick to and kind of refer to that first. But other than that, it's your choice. It's your choice, because you can save yourself until you're 49 and get called weird, along the way, because you won't let people use you in the moment. Or you can,
Hmm.
make your own choice and say, damn everybody else. Like, because I don't think it's really that serious. I just think the thought of it is more of what people like, what men like about it. Like he said, nobody else taught her this but me. But I mean, just like we were saying yesterday on our stream, Candy, like, every man and every woman is going to be different. So regardless if you've had, a 1,000 bodies, or if you had 2, you're still going to have to learn what that person that you're dealing with currently likes and what they don't like. It don't matter.
May
I
said she
want to
had to
just,
go cook, just to give you
okay.
the why.
Well, I'm gonna try and find those pictures for y'all, honey. I'm gonna even see if I can find my old wedding picture. Y'all, I look so different. I had a Mary J. Blige haircut. I'm gonna try and find those pictures for y'all. But I just want to add on a little bit about what LA and the person. I can't see the chat room, y'all, but peace to the chat room. I'm on my phone. I just wanted to say about that too. Yes, definitely. Um, and I wish men, I swear to God, I feel like porn is of the devil. I wish men would stop trying to compare us to that, because I had an issue. Not all of it's bad, but some of it is just like, it's just not. And if you got an inexperienced woman, that is not, you're not going to be able to do her that way, especially not in the beginning. You have to grow with each other. Oh God, you just said it, LA. There was something else that you said. Can you read that comment again about teaching somebody?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
was it teaching? He said,
he said he would rather know the woman learned from him than to experience another man's product.
oh, I want. Okay, so that jogged something in my memory, ladies. Something
Mhm.
too, though. I have nieces, and I always tell them too, whether they've given up their vagina or not. I try to speak to them about abstinence, especially when they were younger. But I'm just an auntie. And they think all my nieces and nephews think I'm so old fashioned. Okay, because I am probably, compared to their mom, I'm probably very old fashioned. But I always tell them too, don't give up. Like, I know women that are doing fellatio. Like, I work in the dental field, and some of the stuff that's going around out there, you can't get rid of. And so you got to think, I mean, you might be with this person for the now, but you might eventually want a husband, and this person might give you something that you can't get rid of, something that comes back, that ends up in your eyeball or on your mouth where everybody can see it. And I'm trying to be as clean as I can,
No,
ladies,
you
but
good.
Don't, yeah, do not be doing all this weird, freaky stuff to please somebody that doesn't even think enough of you to get you a ring or make you a potential long commitment. Why are you doing all this freaky deaky stuff?
Yeah.
Save something, ladies, for the guy who is the one. You know what I mean? Don't give everything to everybody. Like there were certain things that I didn't do. I did it with my husband, but after we got divorced and I started dating, even though I was out there dating, and I still held on to my goods, honey. But there were certain things I just wasn't going to do, and oral sex was one of them. And like I said, I work in the dental field, and I have seen some horrible cases, some horrible outbreaks. Warts and shit don't go away. Forgive me. Oh, forgive me. I'm sorry. But that
It's
stuff
okay. I
doesn't
got a
go.
question for you.
Sure.
So I've heard some horror stories from people who work in the dental field as well as like hair wrapped around braces.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yes,
Oh my God.
yes. Hard to get out.
Mute my immature ass up. Hold on.
No, it's true. But I'm talking about stuff that reappears. Things like
Yeah, you
not
talking about that
shingle.
herp derp 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 derp. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying.
And that's embarrassing. And now you got to tell your fiance or your husband, you guys are in, 6 months into the marriage and he's wondering why he's breaking out. No, don't do that to yourself. Protect yourself to some level until you find the right man. And I do think men do
Right.
have some level, maybe the woman don't, in my opinion, need to be a virgin, but I don't, at the same time, I do think it's okay for men to not want a woman that's been up and down the streets. You know what I mean? I do think that we should conserve something for the good men that could potentially be our husbands.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
mhm.
Yeah, don't let the peer pressure or whatever tricky, like I said, fool you. Like if you're not comfortable or you don't want to, like just don't do it. And even if you do, like I said, what you just said was really important because you have to think about what you want in the end term. You know what I mean? Like if
Right.
you feel somebody in terms of like, a chemical, attraction and things like that. You have physical attraction. You're getting to know somebody, this, that, and the third. Please protect yourself and don't be doing all the freaky deaky stuff because, yeah, you could potentially ruin yourself for the person that you want to be serious about.
Threesomes and all this and that, and he recording you and child. I just, a lot of men, that's not going to be cool if that stuff comes out, later on in life. So yeah, like there were certain things I just didn't do. I didn't give a crap. No, and I wasn't going to do it until I knew we were committed to each other. No, I didn't even send honestly, I don't think I've ever sended nudes. I just I'm talking too much. I just started doing that with my partner. Like, I don't know, I'm a very old-fashioned person. And you just got to be careful, especially with social media and all these things. Think about the things you're doing and if it could come back to bite you later on and all those things. All right, sweeties, I'm gonna try and come back up here. I'm gonna look for my pictures.
Absolutely, we would love to see them.
Okay. All right, bye, y'all.
All right, thanks,
Bye.
MJ.
So, do you see this comment from El Boogie? She
In the clinic
also was working in the clinic.
The women would come in there over and over with the same infections. Oh my God, their husbands and partners didn't want to come in and see. That's the reason why our stats are so much higher because men don't like to go to the doctor and get that swab down there. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Like,
Do you know that depending on where you are, some of these clinic agencies will send you home with the medication for your partner.
I would hope
So
so.
they don't. If you have some, they know that men refuse to come in so much.
Right.
That they will give you the medication and send you home with the dosage for him too. That's
Right.
wild.
Yeah. But that's just another way that, and I'm not trying to get too deep into it because you know how folks get or whatever, but like it's just another way that that they're protected on that end. We got to take the hit with being basically like is given to us because the vagina it cleans itself. You know what I mean? If you think about the shaft of a penis or whatever, like you got so many quote unquote inches, since everybody's so hung, of old urine and bacteria and everything else that y'all have not ejected from your body, and then you want to go into a virgin raw. Like, this is how women get infected. That's how STDs, get spread around, but we're not the ones that are creating them. Sorry, had to put that out there.
My people are coming in like Candy Cane. What's happening? Every
Yes.
time I come in here, it's something.
No, it's not every time. They have this mental highlighter where, like, you can start the sentence off beautifully, but all they heard was the spicy stuff in the middle. They gonna be like, "What? Oh my God! Did you listen to the whole sentence, sir?" No.
I think it was. I think it was the comment about when she brought up the dental hygiene, and I told her, I think Big Bad Bull got up out of here too. He was like, "What?"
I know.
My bad, y'all. I'm just saying. I understand what
replay.
Mahogany is saying. I definitely have heard the stories from the people that I know who actually work in the dental industry as well. So,
I mean, I even just working in salons and stuff, you learn who does not, who don't properly wash their bodies either. Like, it's crazy work. Like, you don't come here just so you can get your feet soaked and finally get them clean. Like, you should clean them every day. I don't even want to get into it. But
that was first of all, that was a whole topic online of, do you wash your legs or not?
Child, they don't. You should talk about the things that are found, you know what I mean, while you're just doing a routine service. You're just
That's
like,
disgusting.
Why is this underneath your toenails? Like, why is this wrapped around your braces? Like, and that's why I had to look like that, because I'm just like, I thought teeth you weren't supposed to use those.
I mean, somehow or another.
Hey, it happens. Because people run their lives the way they want to, but you find out who cares about their bodies and who protects himself and who does not. That's all I'm going to say. Ugh. Oh my God.
What's wrong?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just reading the comments on the screen. Well, only small D's want virgins. Type virgin coochie is way too much work and hassle for me. Oh Lord. I know. See, everybody's packing.
See, and this is why you can't assume everybody wants the same thing. He just told you it's a no-go for him.
There you go. So he might not mind the lady with the slight body count. A lot of people are going to get married at this stage. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've known people who were married, early and are divorced by the time that they're 35 or whatever. And I'm just like, damn, what happened? He was like, I just thought that was what I was supposed to do at that time. I graduated, from high school, was going to college and this, that, and the third. And I guess in between family pressure or whatever, they just thought that that's what they were supposed to do. And I'm just like, damn. So you kind of, and this is even men, it's not just women. It was men also who felt like they had to propose to somebody, that they had to marry somebody. And I'm just like, damn.
You see the comment from El Boogie? Andy, you are correct. We started giving women the prescription for their partners, but some would still come in and say the men wouldn't take it. It was a way of admitting they cheated.
But if you did, you did. Never mind. Let me shut up. I'm just like, look, man, like, it's not even about that now. Like, can we get healthy since, oh my goodness. Because, yeah, them STDs, man, like, don't nobody got time for those. And they keep getting worse.
Yep. And hey, everybody coming in. Welcome in. Welcome in. I see you, Keon and Ashton. If y'all could hit the like button for us. Yeah, this is a topic, y'all. This is a topic. Let me see. I had something else here. Did I save it?
With the choices.
The choices. Now, this is something I came across, and I'm trying to think of how this could apply in the real world. Would there ever be like a real world scenario where you would have to where you'd have to actually dive into these choices, and I don't know.
Mm.
If you were in a, like, let's say it was a car accident or something, and you could only save one family member, your husband, your son, and your father.
Hmm. Yeah, because that's a tough choice right there, especially for, like I said, for women in society. Even I think it was May that mentioned it earlier. Like when you leave your father, you're supposed to, it's almost like the same type of just everything kind of gets transferred over to your husband type of deal.
Hmm.
So society wise, like a woman wouldn't be expected to save or choose her father, right? Especially if she's married, because
Exactly.
we're supposed to cleave to the husband. But what about your child? Like, see, when I
So
saw this,
you gonna let your one and only daddy go? You only get one daddy. And like your son, you can make a new son. Your husband, you can make a new husband. You can't ever make a new daddy.
right? But how old is it? Let me stop. Because like I'm looking at the picture, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I think that even like one of my parents, like if I was to choose one of my parents and then they lost their grandchild and a son-in-law or whatever, like who knows, they might have been mad at me. Like, why'd you save me? I lived my life. Like, shoot, I did what I had to do. Like, you supposed, you know what I mean? Like, so it's more of like, I don't know. I think it depends on, I guess, what type of position that you put, you know, that you give these give these people in your life, right? Like I saw some type of short and it was AI created or whatever. So I don't even think I saved it, but it was this conversation between like an elder woman and this, grown man. But I guess he had, gotten either kind of abandoned or felt abandoned by his mother. And the elder woman was like, well, who told you to look at your mother as a center of your universe? You know what I mean? Like, who told you to do that? So what, since she left or because she left, now you can't have any trust in anything else? Like, it was very interesting. And if I can find it again, I'll send it to you just so you can have the audio. But I think sometimes the way that we give, like I said, the importance of these people in our lives, whether they be our father or our husband, you know what I mean, or our child, like I think that would all depend on who you would choose to save or who you choose to let go.
And I want to welcome in Tequila. Tequila, welcome to the panel.
What's up, Tequila?
Hi. Hey, beautiful ladies. How y'all
Hey,
doing?
hey.
We good. How you
We're
doing, sis?
good.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So I would hands down save my son.
Your
I
son.
just came up here to say that. Like I would save my child. Now I know biblically the man and wife should save each other because you guys are one.
Mm,
And you can always make another child. That's what's taught. Um, but yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love my daddy down. Like I love him to death. That's my man. Like, I love my daddy. I'm a daddy's girl. But I'm choosing my son.
mm,
Like with no questions asked. Because my thing is my father already lived a life. He brought
Hmm.
me into this world. So at this point, he's a grandfather. He's lived. My
right.
son hasn't really lived yet.
Right.
That's
And
how I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
yeah, no, that's a good,
But
I mean,
that was it. I just wanted to add my 2 cents in there.
no,
No,
that's
we
a good
appreciate
one.
it.
Now, another thing, if it's between husband and father, then I would choose my husband.
Mm.
Still for the same reason because we're supposed to be one. And yeah, at that point my dad has lived his life. Now it doesn't mean that it wouldn't hurt and I would be devastated, but that's just my opinion.
No, those are good points. And it just, I don't know, again, it makes me think about the afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you were saying, like with your son and choosing to save him because, for one, he didn't ask to be here, right? You made that decision. He's way younger than you and more helpless than you, right? So it'd be kind of more like you felt probably more obligated, and not just because it's the right thing to do, right? But then when some people are just like, when they have the attitude of, well, you got a husband, you just make another son. I mean, do y'all realize even just how much trauma and how much time it takes people in between a miscarriage to try again for another child? Like, you don't know if somebody's just going to be up and ready to go, you know what I mean, to try to have another child just so what they can go through the same thing again potentially. Like, it's deeper than that. It's not an easy choice. It's not an easy
Well,
choice.
I was joking when I said that earlier, just so y'all know. I was being facetious
No.
when I was
I
saying
was
that.
also reading the chat too.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. And Team Fatty says, drop your husband. You're going to leave him soon anyway, so cut the losses. Now, why would you think that? Why would you think that? Welcome in, Fatty. Welcome in, Willing to Win. Miss Jill, Simon, I was trying to get everybody. At Chocolate, I saw you as well. If y'all could, please hit the like button for us. So, yeah, I don't know. In this situation, I think I probably, if I had a child, I would probably pick my child as well. Because I've heard that there's no greater grief to a parent than losing their child. Like, we expect to lose our mothers and fathers. We've been, from the time that we were little, known that they would eventually die, and that came about usually because you had grandparents, right? You saw them pass, and then the talk came with your mom and dad about the days when this will eventually be them. But I don't think any parent ever expects to go before their child. So I think that's why people say there's no greater loss than losing your child. And a lot of people don't recover, especially if you lost a child and you were married. That often will be the cause of the marriage ending, because these people don't know how to grieve together. They end up turning on each other in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just you just never know, like, how somebody will. It's so funny, like, you tune in just to focus on me and tell me to be quiet. I'm sorry. I'm co-hosting the show, sir. You can come back on another day. Stud Ranger. Anyway, yeah, when it comes to, like I said, just these different people who hold different, roles in your life, you just never really know how easy it's going to be. And I think that's just also the difference between the way that the guys answered it versus the way that the women answered it, because last night this was all flipped. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It was mother, daughter, wife, and the man was on the cliff. So this is flipped today, and it's just where it comes from, our motivations, But even yesterday with the guys, like, a lot of them, they felt more partial to their child. More partial to their
Ashton,
child because
it's a women's only panel, Ashton. I've been telling the gentlemen that this is for the ladies only.
like antagonize and not contribute.
Twin, Tiff, I see you in the chat. She says, honestly, they can all be saved in the photo. Would you mind telling us how? You want to come hit the link and give us your synopsis on it? I would like to hear that.
I mean, only if, like, the son in the middle can put his foot, up against the rock, because
I'm
he's
curious,
anchored
where's
to
the
her
rope?
heart with the rope.
Is she lying on the rope? Is that why the rope is stable right now? She's laying on it, holding it down with her body?
I think it's anchored to her heart. That's just the way that I see it artistically.
Okay.
So if he puts his foot up on that rock, he can pull himself up. Because, the love that she has, it's like, she doesn't need to really extend the arm when it comes to the husband and the father, though.
Yeah. She's saying the husband is pretty much there and the son has the rope. Oh, I forgot to put my phone on silent. Hold on one second. Here she comes.
Is that her? Or is that somebody?
Hey, girl. Hey.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Tiff.
Hey, ladies. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a moment. So I'm looking at the picture. So, okay, look at the husband, right? Notice his knee is pretty much up there. So if she used maybe the little bit strength she has to pull him up, I feel like both of them can save both the son and the father because the son has a rope and the father looks like he's the one that's going to need a little bit more help. So I think everyone in this photo could be saved, but it definitely takes strategy. If we're just banking on, oh, well, we got two arms and we got pretty much two men holding on to one, who we're going to save? I think they all can be saved if they just work together.
What y'all think about that? So she just needed to hold on, pull that husband. What if that's her weak arm? What? Grab my strong arm. What if that's her weak arm? And like,
That's
because
why
I'm right.
listen, he's up there. Look at him. He's literally up there. All he got to do is pull
Yeah,
himself
his knee
up.
is up there.
Yeah. So once he get himself up
Father
there,
got a hand up there.
her trying to hold pretty much everybody. Cause like she's holding down the rope. It looks like got the father on the right side, and then So I feel like if the husband just took whatever strength he had to pull himself up, it can work.
Okay, I could see that. I could see that. The dad looks like he's the least stable in that position. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Cause at first I'm like, what, we all just might have to go, cause I ain't got two arms, so you want me to try to pick one over the other. Listen, as soon as I move, there's no telling like what she's like we can't see her legs, so we don't know if she's holding on to something with her legs or if like she's holding on by her tippy toes. But I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it, but I think everyone can be saved. But I guess if you had to choose one, I'm gonna go with my kid for the most part. I don't know.
What this reminds me of? Do y'all remember the movie The Bad Seed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking about that movie the other day. Oh my God.
In the movie The Bad Seed, it was about a lady and her son, and I think they took in the boy's cousin. So the boy's cousin was small. They were like, I don't know, maybe 11, 12 years old, somewhere around there, the ages. And the boy was doing all kinds of demonic, devilish things. Like I think he tried to he tried to delete his little sister, and it was a lot going on. And in the end, like the mother, which is essentially his auntie, never believed that he was actually doing anything wrong. Like all of these really terrible deeds that he was doing, she was just not believing her son, which was kind of strange to me. But then there's a scene at the end of the movie where the boy tries to, I guess she figures out that the nephew really was bad. And so he tries to like end her.
What is the son? I'm sorry.
Oh, it was the son. Wait, I got it backwards?
What?
Her son was bad, and it was the cousin. Okay, you're right.
That was good. Yeah.
You're right. I mixed it up.
Yeah.
So,
because he did like because the little sister died, or she passed away, and did he have a hand in that?
Yes.
Yes, because they were skating. So they were skating, and he was flinging her around, and threw her to the part where it was thin ice on purpose. He sacrificed her, basically.
Macaulay.
Sorry, y'all. Listen, this movie has got to be like 20, 30 years old now. So we're giving spoilers. We're ruining it. But so yes, I had the scenario backwards. It was the mother's child who she found out that he ended up having a hand in the deletion of her daughter. So now the son, because he doesn't want to face consequences, is about to push his mother. He lured her to a cliff near their home and is about to push her off when the cousin kept trying to warn her all the time, he's bad, he's bad, he's bad. So she's now in a position where she didn't fall off the cliff, and she's holding on to both boys. And she has to make the decision now, do I save my son or do I save my nephew? And she's looking at her son with all this like love and anger and everything. Because remember, she just found out that he's been doing terrible things, including caused the death of another one of her children. And then she's looking at her nephew like he's been pleading this whole time, and it was an impossible sort of situation. And I'm going to leave you on the cliffhanger to decide who you think she let go of. But one of them did get let go. It was a good movie if you haven't seen it. And I think they might have made more than one version of that movie, but the one I'm talking about had Macaulay Culkin in it.
Yes. Like in his Home Alone age. So
that's Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood.
Yes.
That was a really good movie though. But yeah, she damn sure did have to make a choice at the end. Well, we're not going to spoil that, but Yeah.
It was
So
a
do
good
y'all
movie.
think the
You
choice
had to
was
make
kind
a
of
choice.
difficult? Because
Mhm.
like at the end, do you think the choice? Well, I'm not gonna say was it difficult because like even moments before, they both were hanging off the cliff and she had to make a choice. Like he
Hmm.
literally tried to push her off the cliff first. So
Exactly.
it's like as soon as the tables turned, he's down there pleading, "Oh, mom, don't let me go, mom." So that was like a sense of desperation versus him realizing, "Oh shit, like I might die. I need my mom to save me." No, it's more like a manipulation tactic
Yes.
because who would have said that he would push her ass off the cliff if she would have saved him? Sorry,
Exactly.
I just spoiled it. Sorry,
It's
I
okay
just
though.
spoiled it.
That's okay, friend. I love you anyway.
No, because
Okay.
you know what? It's like I saw a clip of that movie pop up in my algorithm here lately, and I'm like, man, I haven't watched that movie in years. I might need to go revisit that. Cause that was a good movie. It was like really, it really like made you feel bad, but it was like, yeah, he kind of got what he deserved because there's no telling how, like how he was going to
Man.
continue that behavior into adulthood.
Exactly.
Exactly. I can only imagine what how he would have been able to flip his little, twisted ideas in mind along with the knowledge of being an adult. Like he would have been getting
Mm.
people out of here on a regular basis. I can't even lie.
So that's kind of scary, don't you think?
Yeah. And it just seemed like the basis of it was that the other kids were getting attention and he
Mm.
didn't like that. I mean, but like his parents
Oh, it
died.
was the
Like,
good son. You're right. My
mhm,
bad.
the good son.
So I'm mixing up the movies. The Bad Seed was a different movie. It was The Good Son. You are so right, TR McCord. Thank you for that, and thank you for
Hmm.
the super chat. You're correct. It was The Good Son.
Yep. No, yeah, Shorty was bad though, man. He was bad.
Well, ladies, I want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you for coming up. I want to thank each and every person who either hit the link, May, Mahogany, and everybody who came through today. If you could go ahead and like the channel if you already haven't done that. Again, we're dual streaming. We're streaming over on LA's side, the LA Project, and we're also streaming on mine. Um, Anybody have final words?
Mm.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Uh, my final words is that I'm really proud of you ladies. I really like that you guys are working together and the shows have been great. I know y'all don't see me a lot in the chat. A lot of the times I'm listening in the clouds. But yeah, this was a good stream.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You. We appreciate you for joining us. We would definitely want, more voices, more perspectives as we go along. Always, always welcome to come back anytime you feel, like you want to put something on the conversation or on the topic for sure, Tequila.
Okie doke. Okay. Love y'all. Bye bye.
All right, have a good
Bye.
one.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and jump down too. I just wanted to come up and kind of give y'all that visual because it was kind of a lot to jump type in the chat. But no, this was a conversation. I was listening to Klaus too, and y'all keep doing y'all things, ladies. These past two episodes, I can't wait to see more from you.
Appreciate it. Thank you
No,
so
it's
much
gonna
for
be
joining us.
fun. Thanks, Tiff. It's good to see you. Yeah,
All
it's
right,
gonna be
LA.
fun. It's gonna get better. It's just
Absolutely. So the theme of the show, because we didn't really lay this out on the first episode, we want to keep it to more like a lunchtime, tea time live, and we do roughly about 2 hours. If you guys want to extend the show, we can extend the show. We do have an amount that we're going to extend it for, but right now we just want to keep it at the 2 hour mark. See how this goes. I'm loving it. It was a great show. I really, really am grateful for the information that was shared today. And again, I thank you all for coming through. You have any last words, LA?
Nope. You guys just have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your families. Go touch some grass. We'll see y'all next weekend.
Are you doing any lives today? Just so that we can let them know. And if anybody can drop LA's link in the chat, please, in my chat, any of my mods. I want to make sure that everybody knows where to find her.
Yeah, I got some stuff that I want to talk about. I could possibly do it today. I wanted to do it today. I need to take a little break in between. So just
Okay.
you guys go ahead and sub up and just keep your notification bells on. So when you see, it probably will be around like, I don't know, probably like 6 o'clock, something like that. You guys pull up and we'll just talk about stuff.
Exactly. And thank you so much, 52. Thank you. Appreciate the generous cash app. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Thank you all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later. Bye.